Hello guys and welcome here to the Carvana Wildcard Series. This is race number 19 here today from the Toronto street course, the streets of Toronto today. This is a track usually run by the Pinty series and obviously the NTT IndyCar series. And it is our second to last road course race of the schedule. And not only that, this is also the first of two races in the round of 8. Once again, I re-emphasize, it's 2 races this round. These drivers know what's at stake entering today. This is a narrow course. This is a man-made course. Based on the streets around Toronto, traffic is blocked off in this area. This is not a normal speedway for these guys, so a lot of anticipation for a first street course race here in the Carvana wildcard side. And obviously a lot to expect today, as obviously any of the playoff drivers win today and they will advance to the championship 4. But before that, or in order to do that, they will have to get by Austin Shaw in that 48. He starts from the pole today, our road course analyst. And Annie Thomas is our front-running playoff driver. She will start second. I bet Rodney Crouch wishes he had this start a few weeks ago. He starts in third today. I bet he wishes he had that run earlier. Anyway, today is also, as I mentioned, the second to last road course race of the season. That means after today, there will be only one more road course that stands between us and finding out who will be the road course champion over at COTA. It could very well be decided today. If you missed the road course standings, go back to the last race at Barber and check out the standings. It is in the post-race show part of the race. Mitchell Collins, though, for those who did watch, anyway, we'll keep going forward. Mitchell Collins has a 10-point lead entering this race over Dylan Young, a 20-point lead over Joshua Scully, 36-point lead over 4th place Karen James. Crystal Sleo's in 5th, 37 points back. Dave James is 38 points back. If Mitchell Collins can have a good run today, he could put this championship away. And I'm a poet and I didn't know it, but he's got a lot of work to do. He starts from the back today, so he's going to have to really climb his way to the front and end this today. You could also make this a 2-person race or a 3-person race today with Joshua Scully. Now keep in mind, now where's Dylan Young starting? Obviously we know Mitchell Collins will be starting toward the back. Dylan Young is not starting much further up. So both of them going to have a lot of work to do in this race. And then Joshua Scully also near the back. So your front runners in the road course championship going to need a major break today to go their way. And the pit stops might be able to help them. The early start might be able to help them. We will all find out in just a matter of time who will be battling for the road course championship. And another thing to keep in mind, the road course championship at COTA will not feature double points. So say Mitchell Collins led the most laps. Let's see, that's 43 points if he wins the race as well. So 42 is the magic number for Mitchell Collins today. If anybody after this race is 42 points back or further in that championship, they are done battling for the road course championship. Their hope is going to be battling for the Oval Championship at Talladega and Bristol coming up. But also the Championship 4 will be decided who will advance, who will not. We're going to find that out in just a moment. This is the Carvana Wildcard Series, an extended pre-race show here on GCN. Let's roll the intro and we'll be right back for the green flag here in Toronto. Through turn 4. Does the 24 have enough? It's going to be a drag race to the line. We're going down the front stretch. The 96 wins the race at Coda. Ryan Knox is going to win at Watkins Glen. 7. Got this. All right. Ryan got this. Ryan I mentioned this being a narrow course, and you can just see it. This is definitely more designed for an open-wheel car or a Pinty car. It's going to be hard for these guys. It's going to be impossible for these guys to run 3 wide. But obviously a lot is at stake entering this race. The Road Course Championship, staying alive for many of these guys, is going to be a task. Making it to the Championship 4. You need a good run today, because after today we go to Talladega. So this is a very brutal round of 8. Because there's no like 1.5-mile cookie cutter track in between. It'll be interesting to see who comes out on top in this battle, as Austin Shaw will look to pull off an upset. Annie Thomas will look to stop him today. Who will it be? It could be any of these 38. We're going to find out in a moment as the green flag waves are underway at Toronto. Already through the first few corners. Keep in mind this is only under a 2-mile road course. A very rare thing on our schedule, as Austin Shaw gets the early advantage. Rodney Crouch gets to second, and 2 playoff drivers behind Rodney Crouch in Annie Thomas and Dave James. Both of them looking to punch their ticket to the Championship 4. Another thing that's interesting as we enter the round of 8, there are 4 veterans, 4 rookies battling it out for the championship. So it's a nice 50-50 split as we head through the final corner, and Austin Shaw will lead the opening lap, it looks like. And keep in mind for Austin, he is not in the playoffs. I don't think he's in the running for the Road Course Championship. I'm pretty sure he's out of it. Or he'd need a miracle. He's 68 points out entering this race. Now, he could very well sneak back in it, but he's going to need a win here today. He's going to have to win out and hope for some really bad results ahead of him. It's just a very, very high or very, very low probability for him. And I think he knows that entering this race, so maybe he's just entering to have some fun, get a win before the end of the season. But as I said, this is a short race. Pit stops could be the main factor in determining who will go on to win this race today. See here, the field has spread out. Austin Shaw at the helm of the field. You got two of the playoff drivers back there, like we said. There are also two former playoff drivers in Crystal Saleo and Brad Stover. They got eliminated last race, as well as Rodney Crouch. So three of the guys eliminated running in the top 10 right now. And that's a good momentum boost for those guys. But I'm sure they're sitting there thinking, I wish I had this race a few races ago. Would have helped them to move on in all likelihood. Keep in mind, Crystal Saleo was out on a tiebreaker with Mike Irwin. And not to mention, Mike Irwin won a race in the playoffs. So that hurt Crystal Saleo's chances of moving on. So obviously, they're probably extremely motivated to steal a good result here today. You just see not much in the way of action up front. We head back to Mitchell Collins. He's up to 25th. A decent race going for him in that 12. The 2 of Dylan Young, he's up in 21st, trying to battle it out with Joshua Saculli. He had to lift a little bit and he hits the wall. Hopefully that won't bring Giorgio Stummel into the picture. And obviously the 31 Joshua Saculli is ahead. And he has nothing to lose by being in front of these guys. But obviously he needs to get moving if he wants to get ahead of Mitchell Collins. Or at least close the gap and force Mitchell Collins to have the race of his life over at COTA. Hey, I mean, for Joshua Saculli as well, another little incentive. He was knocked out of the playoffs that last round as well. So, winning that championship could very well boost his momentum, or boost his, boost his confidence after missing out on the overall championship. Don't look now, but Austin Shaw's about to steal a valuable playoff point from these playoff drivers. And he does. That's a playoff point those drivers wish they had, I'm sure. Just keep in mind, all the playoff points from this race transfer to the next one for the playoff drivers. So you gotta imagine Annie Thomas, Dave James, even though they're sitting pretty up front of these playoff drivers, they wanted that point pretty bad. And you see Rodney Crouch looking for the lead. He's not going to get it. He definitely established himself to that inside. He just didn't have the run. And the question now is, will we see pit stops? See, Rodney Crouch is all over the back of that 48, trying to make something happen as we come to 3 to go this time. You see there, Austin Shaw starting to stretch out his lead. Annie Thomas now looking to the inside, and she's not going to be able to do it. fact, overdrives that corner just a little bit. These drivers trying to make their move, they know. The laps are winding down here at Toronto. We head back to Alabama for the next race at Talladega. And that'll be the elimination race. Oh, Austin Shaw's going to pit. See, down to 40. And it looks like the whole field is going to come down the pit lane with 2 laps of racing to go. There will not be a soul that stays out. And you see him slide out of the corner. They're the guys who did pit a lap prior. Ooh, some damage from Muhammad Abdullah. That's not good. And you see them racing off the pit lane. Rodney Crouch, he gets the 48 to hit the wall. 48 makes an error. Here goes the number 9. As we go down the long straightaway. Boy, if there was a time that 48 shouldn't have made an error, it is right there. Because now Rodney Crouch is going to be stalking him. Now Rodney Crouch gets a piece of the wall. May not look like it, but things were heating up there for a sec. You thought Austin Shaw was going to have an easy win. And this 9 is making it a race. Or at least made it a race off the pit lane, which I got to give him credit for. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Can Austin Shaw hang on for his first win of the season? I believe this would be Rick Hendrick's first win of the season as well. We have not seen a Hendrick car in victory lane, if you can believe that. As we go down the long straightaway, here goes Rodney Crouch. He needs to force that 48 into a mistake, but not kill his car in doing so. That's the treacherous part of this narrow road course. Here we go, Rodney Crouch. Does he have enough? That's going to be the question. It looks like he's right there, and no, it's not going to be enough. He slides it out of the corner, trying to keep up. And Austin Shaw, complete dominance in an upset victory here today at Toronto. Congratulations to Austin Shaw, the winner here today. He led every lap and got Hendrick their first win, and his first win in a handful of races. And I believe he just earned his title of road course analyst. He's been having that title. You know, he's had that title for season and a half now, but he hasn't had a win yet on a road course, and he finally gets it done here on the narrow one, the street course at Toronto. Anyway, we want to thank you for watching. Here come your results and standings. But real quick, before we do that, let's show you your road course standings, as they are on your screen at the moment. This is going to be a complete fight to the finish. Mitchell Collins finished 19th today. Dylan Young finished 15th. So Austin Shaw's efforts might not be enough to get him back into the road course championship battle. Joshua Sakuli finishes 22nd. That might just take him out of the battle. We will see as we show you now your full results and your overall championship standings. We'll see you at Talladega. Goodbye, everyone. Enjoy the Daytona 500, by the way. Until then, goodbye.